So this is top tier study abroad consult, and then it's basically a study abroad consult. We do almost every single thing, right from the applications of your dreams of studying outside throughout till you get to the country of choice. So you are the right space, and then please stay tuned for today's topic. So whether you have questions about studying abroad with your applications, with a school of choice, with a program of choice, with a preferred state, or even country, with a particular continent you want to go or something, not necessarily even studying abroad per se, but with internships, with short courses, with online programs, every single question you have, every single dream right here you have about studying abroad, please contact us and then we'll be of help to you. We do right from the applications to getting you done with your financial documents, right, with payment of your visa and choosing a date for your visa, paying your service fees, getting you ready for the interview, one-on-one meetings, going for your interview, successfully passing, going to your country of choice, meeting you at the airport, taking you to your school, getting you started. Every single thing happens right here at Study Abroad Consult, top tier Study Abroad Consult, sorry. So please contact us, call your friends and families, let everyone join. Today's session is going to be very interesting between the Boakye brothers, yes. Once again, we also have the classes ongoing. That is for the GRE, the ACT, the IELTS, and the TOEFL. The SAT and the GRE, they are standardized tests for people who would want to study outside. The SAT is mainly for undergraduate students or people who are looking to go into the undergraduate studies, and the GRE is mostly for graduate studies, people going into the graduate programs. The IELTS and the TOEFL, they are the English proficiency exams to test how good or fluent you are, how proficient you are in English. And all these tests help a lot with getting enough scholarships, partial to full funding, getting assistantships on campus, jobs on campus, to at least help ease some of your pressure when it comes to studying outside with your tuition and then accommodation fees or living costs. So please stay tuned. Today's session is going to be interesting once again between the Boakye brothers, all from the USA. So relax, have your seats, get a drink or water to drink, and then just relax in your seats and wait as it gets started as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Cornelius. I'm really excited today because we also live on Zoom, YouTube, sorry. We are also live on YouTube. So if you want to join the webinar via YouTube to know, currently we have 70 people. When we hit 100, a lot of people might not have the chance to join. So just in case you are not having a chance to join again, please, you can log on to our YouTube channel. Annette and Victor will put our YouTube channel there. So in case you want to watch us live from YouTube as well, you can also join us on YouTube. Again, thank you all for joining. My name is Dr. Boakye. I'm the CEO of Top Tier Study Abroad Consult. And today I have all my crew here who are also supported. And it's a great pleasure to have you here on a Sunday where I know you could have been home doing whatever you're doing, but you decided to spend your time with us today. Also, please tell a friend to tell a friend that we've already started. So in case they want to join, they can also join. We've put, Annette, can you put the link in the chat, in our group so that in case someone wants to invite a friend, family member or colleague, they can easily do that. And I know still a lot of people are joining. I'm really excited again to have you all here, and we the Boakye brothers would appreciate you guys for coming today, and we do not take this for granted. Again, we know you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to spend your Sunday with a top tier study abroad crew. So thank you all for joining. Okay, thank you all for joining. And again, I would like to also use this opportunity to apologize for not starting the webinar early. I had to go to California, and if you can see my background, I am still at the airport. I'm still at the airport. I just got back from California, so I'll be also putting on my mask because as part of the state mandate, I cannot be talking without a mask. So just in case I put on my mask, please know that it's because I am still at the airport and I'm not home. So I would also introduce my brother. Kobe, if you are here, please unmute yourself, put on your video, and please tell us a little bit about yourself. I've already introduced myself. My name is Dr. Boakye, the CEO of Top Tier Study Abroad Consult. I have been assisting students to travel to the US, UK. I've been doing this job in other countries, Canada, um, since 2005 when I was at Legon. I'm really excited that today I'm going to share my story. My brother will also share his story, and we will all talk about the study abroad process. I'll share a little bit about myself. I know some of you have been joining us for a while now, so if it's repetitive, please forgive me. But today, I just want to give you all the platform to ask your questions because I get a lot of questions that, hey, Dr. Boakye, um, how did you get to the how did your process go? How much scholarship did you get? And this will be a fun opportunity for you to ask myself and my brother questions pertaining to studying abroad, working on campus, getting scholarships, and all that. I know some of the questions. I'll let Cornelius also join, and Annette, and also Jennifer, because they've also been able to help students to get full scholarship um, through our consult. So if I call upon you, Cornelius, Annette, or Genevieve, please, sorry for calling you out of the blue, but I just also want all of us to know that studying abroad is not a scary process. So, Adiyabwa, please introduce yourself.
Hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. My name is Ediabwa Boakye. I'm a graduate student of a school here in Missouri, and I am here to answer questions and then tell everyone about my process. It's going to be a nice journey, and we are really going to enjoy ourselves here. Thank you.
All right, so um, a lot of people would ask, I came to the US through Liberty University. So um, formally with Liberty University, you can apply, put in your application without um, not doing evaluation of your transcript. But currently, if you want to study through Liberty University, you need to go through all the loops and hoops, either use WES or any of the NACES evaluation so that you can come to the US. I personally, I did not. Again, I did not get any scholarship, but the tuition fee was affordable. So when I got my I-20, the first thing that I looked at was my tuition fees. But funny enough, with my younger brother, his school that he's currently is, sorry, he's not going to mention the name of his university. So, but the thing is, we he also did not have any scholarship. You might think Dr. Watima, I've gotten a scholarship. Yes, for my PhD, yes, I got scholarships, a lot of scholarships for my PhD. But with the masters, I did not get any form of scholarship. So um, I just put in the application, read about the school, and I got to know that there were African students there. I also read and got to know that, oh, okay, so this is a school that the African students, based on their reviews, they felt that they were very comfortable at the school. When I'm learning about or help putting students through any university, the thing that I looked at is number one, are the universities offering student scholarship? Because all that we want is we don't want to put a lot of pressure in terms of funding on our parents. So we are all trying to look for scholarship. We all know that it's not easy paying for tuition. But what we're trying to do is that we're trying to make sure that we put students through universities that they can afford. So that is why we try to apply to three different universities. So at top tier, we take students to three different universities. Again, three different universities where we apply for the students. mostly when the first one comes to you, take that one and start running. I can see Amufa, please, I've muted you 3 times. You've unmuted yourself. We're getting a lot of feedback. Yeah, sorry, I have to mute Percy so that we can. Okay, thank you, Percy Amufa. And funny enough, with my brother, he will share his story. I did not help him apply. He applied because I wanted him to take the study abroad process seriously, learn by himself so that he can also apply. So, Kobe, can you share your experience, how you learned about the school through Education USA, and how you applied, and then where top tier study abroad also took over? So, Kobe, share your story.
Okay, good evening again. My process is a bit funny, but then it was fun. So I was actually searching for schools that are cheaper in the US, or let's say less expensive. So when I started searching, I came in contact with about 3 schools, and I did my background checks on them. I called them because I'm not an email person, so I'll take it upon myself to call the school to do a follow up on them, and then know what actually they are offering. So I got in contact with about 3 schools, and then I fell in love with where I am currently. So I asked them about how their tuition is, and I got to know that their school fees was extremely good. Their school fees was extremely less expensive. So I took it upon myself to start applying. I applied for business administration, and then fortunately I got it. The process didn't really take much time. They asked for my transcript. They asked for my bank statements, which I provided them. And then within like 2 weeks, I received a mail from them that have been accepted, and then they gave me my I-20. So I took it upon myself to really research to get to know more about the school, because I didn't want to come and then the school fees is really going to be a major problem for me. Because sometimes when you are going to the schools, when you come here, they give you some time to pay your school fees, but then you really need to be careful about the school you are choosing. You don't need to get a school that you are paying more. Some schools are really paying more, but then you need to get a school that you are paying less. That was what I did, and I got here. The school is good. Their school fees is extremely good. And then they gave me a payment plan to be paying my school fees. But then with the process, when I applied, I got it, and then top tier took over. I informed my brother that I've been admitted to my school, and then I told him, we spoke about it, and then here I am. So that is my process with the application side.
Thank you very much for sharing. So the next step is, one thing that you have to understand is that, yes, we are all concerned about scholarships. We are all concerned about tuition and all that. As my brother was saying, when he told me about his school, I was like, I think I've heard about this university before. So I also did my check-in. So I also called the school that, hey, my brother has got an admission. I know that tuition is less expensive, but do you have a payment plan? So someone will ask, what is a payment plan? So a payment plan is going to the university, telling them that, okay, the tuition fee, let's say I'm paying a tuition fee of 7,500 US dollars for a whole year. And then you tell the university that, hey, I cannot pay this X amount that you are requiring for me. Is it possible for me to pay monthly? Is it possible for me to pay monthly? As it stands now, my brother pays 650 US dollars. That includes his tuition, his feeding, and his accommodation, and we pay per month. The university will break it down. That will make it easier for you. When we are working with top tier, I also negotiate with a school that, hey, this is my client. Is it possible for me to break it down so that the student can afford? What I sometimes do is also that I set up a meeting for families. So if the student wants to, when the student That is when you are working with us. We also make sure that we pair the student with one rep from the university that can also explain the study abroad process. I've also been able to hand over and hold Zoom meetings where I'm present, the university rep is also present, and then we have a meeting so that each side would understand what the process is about. This is a very cumbersome experience or process. So what I try to do is to learn more about the process and explain it to the families. Number 3. So Kobe, can you share your experience when I picked you up and dropped you off on campus? What was the payment plan for your, how much did you pay for your room, your first month? And what happened after you've, we are, we are not going to jump the visa process, but we'll come back to the visa process. But we want you to understand how were you able to set the payment plan so they will understand the structure, because someone put a question in the chat box to understand the structure. So Kobe, please, can you talk about that experience for me? Kobe, you are muted. Please unmute yourself and explain the process.
Okay, thank you. So when I was coming, I made them know that I'm coming on this said date, and then I made payment. They set a payment plan for me. That was the initial deposit of $150 to actually book a room, to get a dorm for me. So when I made that payment ready, they sent me a mail that I have a room. Yeah. So that was it. So when I came, my brother picked me from the airport, and then we came here. So when I came, I met the GA, the graduate assistant for dorms, and then they brought me to my room. So when I settled in, I went to the school and reported myself that I'm in. And then they spoke to me about the payment plan that I would be paying $650 every month as my payment plan for 4 months. So that was how it happened.
So again, you've seen that the study abroad process is not all about like how we see it that, oh, I need to pay the tuition before I come. No, very few universities require you to pay tuition before you come. When we work with top tier, all that we're trying to do is to negotiate for you. Like today, I just came back from California. I arrived in California 11 p.m. last night. That is, I think, about 7 p.m., 7 a.m. GMT, where I picked Leslie. Those who are in our chat rooms, you would see the video. So if you want to join our platform too, Annette is gonna put up a link to join our platform. So I picked him up. He has not paid a penny. Okay, he hasn't paid any tuition fees yet. So what I did was I took him to school. When we got there, I called the housing coordinator. The housing coordinator actually opened the door so he could enter. They gave me a key. They gave him a key. Since I represent the school in Ghana, they gave me a key to also stay. But I just stayed for a few hours because I quickly had to leave and catch my flight at 7:40 and come back to Texas, since I do not live in California. It is imperative for you to understand that there are also on-campus jobs, okay? There are also on-campus jobs that you can apply when you arrive. I'm not gonna lie to anybody that it's an easy process. It is not an easy process. The student also has to put him or herself within the process to understand that I need to apply, I need to follow up with the application process, and I also need to make phone calls to the department that I'm applying to. What we do is that during the pre-departure orientation, before a student leaves to the US, we go through all the structures that we need to do so that the student will understand that when I get to the US, what do I have to do? Don't forget that your visa interview does not only end after you've gotten your visa. When you enter, they might ask you 1 or 2 questions, not really serious, but we also take you through that before you go. So Kobe, can you share your experience when you were entering the US? And then when you are done, I would also share my experience, some of the questions that I was asked, and then we will move on to the working on campus bit, the application process, what you need to do to get your social security so that you can work in the US. Kobe, can you unmute yourself and share when you were entering the US, how was the experience at the immigration?
Okay, so when I got to the immigration, I was actually the last person because I got out of the plane last. I was the last person to leave the plane. So when we were going, it got to my turn, and he was like, "Good morning, sir," because I got there in the morning, early in the morning, around 4:30 a.m. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the USA. Thank you. And he was like, "Can I have your I-20?" I gave it to him, and he was like, "Where am I going to school?" I told him. He asked me of my course. I told him, and he was like, "Do I have any money on me?" I said, "The only money I have on me is $200." And then he asked again that, "So how am I doing my school fees?" And I told him it's going to be wired straight into the school's account. And he said, "Oh, okay, that's nice." And it was like, "Welcome to the US again, sir." And I said, "Thank you." And he said, "You can go." So that was it. And I went to pick my bags, and that was it.
So funny enough, mine was a very different experience. So when I got here, I was interviewed by a very fine immigration officer, a female, an African American lady. She didn't ask me any questions. So she used signs, like I should put my fingers on the scanner. I did. She took all my fingerprints, and then that's it. I wasn't asked one question. But yesterday, those who have been coming, they've been asking them questions. Did you bring any food items? Where did you visit? Why are you? Where did you visit before coming here? What are you coming to do in the U.S.? How long is your program? And then they will welcome you to the U.S. As it stands now, none of my clients or none of our clients I talked to yesterday about consult has had an issue of immigration issue of not being able to enter the US. All of them have successfully entered, and everybody is in school and doing whatever they can do best. Kobe, so right now let's talk about on-campus jobs. Then we go back to the visa interview process. On-campus job. So let me use myself as an example. Let me talk about how I got my on-campus job, and then Kobe would talk about his. So when we were coming, Kobe would tell you that my mom is someone who is very strict. She would advise you in terms of, hey, do this, do that, do this, do that. Pray about your application process. Whatever you do, leave it to God, but also put in an effort. So what for me personally I did was that when I came, I wasn't only looking for office jobs. So on-campus jobs ranges from the kitchen to cleaning to the office to library. There are several jobs on campus that you need to put in application for. You do not sit down for them to just throw the job on your lap, but you also need to go through it can be either Workday, it can be either my jobs. There are several online portals that you need to check, and then they put it there. There's also the jobs for cats, uh, jobs for you. There are different platforms that different universities use. So when I went there, I saw that they were looking for someone who will wash dishes. That was the only job when I arrived. I was like, I don't care. In Kukunkwadi, I can wash it. Make them clean, mama. And then I went for the interview, and they were like, "Hey, Owusu, I see that you're from Ghana." I said, "Yes." They're like, "Do you really want to do this job?" I said, "Why not? If you want me to start today, I'm ready." And no problem. I can wash it very clean, spotless. They were like, "Okay, can you try and let us see?" So I went there not knowing they are using a machine. I don't know how to use this machine to clean the dishes. And I told the person that it's a washing machine, but it's a big one that you have to the utensils through the plates, the spoons and everything. I was like, boss, to be very honest with you, I've not used this one before. So if you can show me how to go about it, and then I can also be able to clean. He taught me, and that was it. I started that same day. Whilst I was whilst I was doing the dishes, I was still checking online to see if I can find a better job. So the university has a high school. So the high school has a boarding house. So I applied for assistant housemaster position, and they took me. Also, let me put a caveat here. Some of the universities, when you apply for resident assistant, that's how they call it, it comes with free accommodation. So the student that I dropped this morning, I told him, look for on-campus jobs, look for on-campus jobs, and please make sure that when you get uh, when you see housing coordinator or resident assistant, please put in an application, because when you put an application, your housing will be free. So for me, I was working 10 hours in the kitchen, and I also working 10 hours, because as a student, you're allowed to work 20 hours on campus. In the US, you only work on campus. In the UK, you work on and off campus. Again, UK, you work on and off campus. But in the US, you can only work on campus. You apply for CPT, which is curricular practical training, so that you can work off campus. And that is how I got my first job. And my second job, I went online continuously checking, and then I was able to get it. My brother will talk about his experience. He's currently in the process, so he will share it since he's fresh in the US and going through the process that I went through. And it's been over 10 years ago. So, Kobe, please share your experience with us.
Okay, so when I came here, I wanted to work on campus because I knew US, you can't work outside campus. So I went to the dean of campus jobs. I spoke to him that I want a job on campus. And it was like, they haven't opened it yet. So when it's open, they will send me a mail. So they told me the mail will be, they'll open the portal, I think this month. So I was always going to his office just to check up on him, just to build a kind of bond. So in case it comes, he would see me, and maybe if he's on the board, he would know me and then know how serious I am about getting a job on campus. So I think 2 weeks ago, that was when I went to his office again, and he told me, oh, they sent the mail already, but I didn't receive mine. So instantly he sent me the mail again, and then I applied. So there were like 10 departments on campus that I saw. And then I checked my CV and I checked the jobs, the available jobs, and I saw I could qualify for at least 5 of them. So I applied, and hopefully next week, they'll be sending out the mails of qualified applicants, and I'm praying very well that I would qualify to start doing on-campus jobs, because it's not really easy. You need to follow up with them, you need to call them, you need to get yourself very used to them. And also there's one thing, when I was filling the form to apply, it had a section that, do you know anyone who works on campus? So when the person suggests you for the job, recommends you for the job, it gives you an advantage. So there's this, my professor, I am very cool with him. I told him about it, and then he added his recommendation to it as well. So when they asked me of recommendation from any professor or any worker of the school, I fixed his name there, that the said professor is recommending me for the position. Thank you.
Thank you. So as part of our process, we also do advise students. Myself, Cornelius, Annette, when the student gets the visa, we try to advise the student. I had a very funny conversation with my brother when we were driving from the airport down to campus. I know my brother likes light-skinned girls, so I had to advise him about women, and who do you date? It is very important that you have a very deep understanding about coming to the US, the do's, the don'ts, and some of the things that you need to do. Are you coming here? Yes, for studying, but yes, most of us are really young people. We are coming to a different environment to meet different people. And we also want to also explore other opportunities in terms of dating someone outside our race, dating someone new, or maybe we are not even dating. When we come here, you are human. You would like to date your fellow humans to see how things go at the end of the day. But I had a very funny conversation with him that, my brother, you are coming to a very new place. It is imperative to learn more about the culture. You can get culture shocks. Like you can meet someone today, tomorrow you greet the person here in America, the person wouldn't respond. You know, for me, when I was coming here, my experience, like one of my classmates, I met this student. We were in the same group. The professor divided it into a group of three. I met this girl off campus and I said hi. She looked straight into my face. She did not respond and zoomed. A few days later, I met another girl who was also in my group. I said hi to her. She also didn't respond. I was like, what is going on? So I was just smelling myself like, I don't know who born. Like, why is it that these people? So I had to even take my shoes off and look under my shoes. I could say will be a fanboy. Like, what is actually going on? So for me, I shaved myself. Like, I went back, did all my shaving. I was like, what is going on? So I was on campus and I called one African American girl, and for her, she responded. She came, and I told her my story. She was like, "Where are you from?" And I said, "I'm from Ghana." He was like, "Yo, this is America. You need to understand this. If you meet a person in class, the next day that does not mean that you guys are friends. It takes a little bit of time for people to get to know you. Because here in America, if you watch FBI files, there are people who are serial killers. They see you, they become friendly. The next day, they invite you to a party and then they will kill you. So these are some of the things that people try to get, they are scared of. So it's not like people, this is our culture. Someone can see you today, tomorrow they don't know you. So you need to understand this process. So I was telling my brother that it is very imperative for you to understand that here, before even you touch someone, you hug someone, you need to ask for permission. Number one, you ask for permission before you touch not only a woman but also a man. In terms of complimenting a woman, she can say that you are sexually harassing her. So it is imperative for you to understand all these processes. And my brother will share his experience with you. I gave him like a 17 minutes lecture on dating on campus. So Kobe, share your experience. And also you've been there before. You've had experience with different races, Hispanics, white Africans and everyone, and Brazilians and South Americans and all that. Share your experience with us, please.
Okay. So the funny thing is, sometimes even the blacks are more than the whites. Trust me. I had this experience and it was extremely funny. There was this Haitian guy. I was speaking to him about it. I think 2 days ago, and I was like, "Black American for the crowd in Cabro for you," and it was funny. But then my experience on campus with certain people on campus is very nice. I have all white on my block, but then I hardly see them. So I hardly relate to other people. But then the Africans, I'm in an African group, international Africans group. So we do relate to ourselves a lot. It's been fun all here, but then my relationship with other people on campus is cool. But then the only thing is sometimes when you go to class, there are some Spanish guys in class like this. You see them in class, you say hi, hi, that is it. When they see you on campus, they play, I think, basketball and volleyball. You even see them, you say hi, they won't mind you. I won't feel bad. It's funny, but then I had head-on lectures from my brother, so he really told me all these things, and I wasn't really surprised. Sometimes when you even go to church, it's funny. You go to church and then there are plenty spaces there. But now they will even see like 2 chairs before they come sit. And like I've been told everything about what these people do. So and you're shocked, my video. But then the only thing is you are here for a purpose. So you just have to psych your mind that this is what I came here for, and I'm going to get it and then move on with my life. So I'm not really shocked about what is happening here. Oh, I don't even care. You just have to tune your mind that this is what you came for and that you are going to get it. I remember when I was coming in there at the airport, and then we were just about to sit, like we entered the plane and we were about sitting, and I just tapped the screen, man. Excuse me, can I go? So when we sat in the car, that was when my brother was telling me that, look, here in America, we don't do that. You tell her, excuse me, can I pass? And then she lets you pass. Else she can tell the police that you are sexually harassing her and those kind of things. So here it's kind of different. Dating here is virtually different from dating in Ghana. Here is like someone says something funny that for the nipa mu ni emma everyone na bankokrafo ne merafo nema de mu ye last and it's true. So when you come here, you just need to know how to relate to certain people and then psych yourself that some are nice, some are not nice. So I think that is my experience here on campus. You know, it's winter, so people hardly come out. So if you will see people, then probably is when you are going to eat or when you go for lectures. You hardly see people hanging around and then those things because it's winter now. And then the snow is also falling now. So you hardly see people around. So I'm really yet to experience getting to meet people on campus and then seeing people sitting on the grass and then those kind of things. But then I'm still getting myself used to how people really relate to us now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kobe, for sharing your experience. Now, let's move on to scholarships. I know everybody wants to know about scholarship, but those of you who are on Zoom, thank you very much for joining us on Zoom. This is the Top Tier Study Abroad platform where we discuss about studying abroad. Today, what I'm doing is my brother and I are trying to share our experiences. The Boakye brothers, we're trying to share our experiences of studying abroad. Mine was like over 10 years ago. My brother is fresh in the US, first semester, pursuing information systems and business analytics. Where he is very cold. Like, let me just let you know, he's in a very, very cold state. If I say cold, yes. Like I went there, we got out, and I saw that he was very cold. Even myself, I was living very close to Canada initially, but like this is cold. It's cold. Yeah, it's very cold. Yeah, so I know some of you get really worried that okay, you've got an admission. When you get an I-20, please, you see estimated tuition fees, estimated fees. Let me put it that way, estimated fees. I want you to pay attention to only the tuition side, not the other aspect of it. Okay, not the other aspect like rent, feeding, and all. Those are estimated. When you see 20,000, that does not mean your tuition fee is 20,000. What you have to know is that it's only the tuition fees that you need to look at. That is the most expensive. The other side of it, they are estimating that, okay, if a student is coming from outside, I'm guessing that a student will spend $100 a week or $200 a week on food and other stuff. Personally, I always tell my students that don't, unless you have money, if you cannot afford the textbooks that you are required to buy for each program, be the first person to go to the library, get the book, and then if you have permission from your supervisor or your boss or your faculty member, you can scan them. Some of them are also electronic versions. The universities are now trying to do most electronic versions. So the electronic books are online. You can download them and then read them. If you are someone that is not really good with reading from your laptop or reading from a tablet, you can go. The university will give you access to a printer. You can print all the books and read instead of buying a book for $300, $400. You can print per chapter. So if this week you are reading per chapter, you do that. You print. So let's note that. As I was saying about scholarships, when I got into school, As I said, I didn't get any formal scholarship. That does not mean that's the end of the world. As I'm talking to you, there's one guy, there's a lady who spoke last in January, Pearl. Pearl went in, her tuition fee was 24,000. Just the tuition fee was 24,000. When she got on campus, she applied for teaching assistant, graduate teaching assistant. She got it, and then guess what? Right now, she teaching. So there are different types of assistants. There's a graduate assistant, graduate administrative assistant, graduate teaching assistant, and also the graduate research assistant. And then there are on-campus jobs, which they call work study. You are working and studying. That is different. That is work study is mostly for undergrad. Okay, work study is mostly for undergrad. So, Kobe, can you share your experience with graduate assistantship, graduate teaching assistant, graduate research assistant, graduate administrative assistant for the master's student and the PhDs? And then I'll also talk about the PhD. You talk about the master's. I'll talk about the PhD and the undergrad. So, um, you've I remember when I came, you're telling me there was a girl working in an international office. Where are some of the places that students can get graduate, either administrative, teaching assistantship positions? Share your side of the story.
Okay, so when I came, there was this Ghanaian girl. She was working with the international admissions office, and I have also a friend here. He's Nana. He would even like to join, but I think he's gone now. So he is also working for the business administration office. I think he's in charge of social media and then office administration, I think something like that. But then his major thing that he does there is social media. So that is what he does there. But I am seriously looking to work with the marketing team, the marketing department of the school. That is where I am really targeting to be. But then there are lots of on-campus jobs. We have the social work department. We have the business administration department. We have the graduate. I think, let me see if I can get something here. Okay, so we have, they also have something like the fitness coach. You'll be assisting them on the field as well. And then there is another one too that has to do with the pantry. Yes, with the pantry. But then that one, I think it's a hot cake. So especially the Mexicans. The time you get there, the Mexicans have already taken that job already. So the on-campus, the office jobs, that is what's available at the moment. There are a lot. I think I saw like 10. Yes, I think I saw like 10. Sometimes you can even work in the registrar's office. These are the kind of places I do remember. I'm trying to get them, but then the portal is not giving me the chance as of now. But then as time goes on, I'll post it here so everyone can see it. Thank you.
Okay. And Kobe, one student is asking that he did his master's in a different background. Can he do another master's in a different field? I know you did HR, but right now you are in computer science.
So
please share your story.
So with mine, I actually entered with business administration with concentration in human resource management. But then when I came, I wanted diversity. So and I also spoke to my brother, and then we spoke about my strength, and then I went to the success coach and I spoke to them that I want to change my course. So they were like, why do I want to change my course? And I explained everything to them. They took my transcript, they went it through with me, and then they told me that, okay, I'm qualified for this course. That was when I started to do the system information and the business analytics. So when you come, it doesn't really matter what you did for the first degree. Once they see you are qualified, they will let you do it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kobe, for sharing your experience. Right now, let's talk about Cornelius. Can you share your experience, how know, don't mention the name of the universities. I know you're not going to do that, but just let me preempt you. Um, how we were able to get funding. Like you have been able to get teaching assistants positions for students. Annette and Genevieve has been able to get full scholarship for MBA students. And also, let me use this platform before Cornelius speaks. Currently, we are running a program. We know of a university that if you have 3.0 GPA upwards, again, 3.0 GPA upwards, electrical engineering, computer science, MBA, both master's and bachelor's degree, they are offering 70% to 100% scholarship. 70% to 100% scholarship. If you get 100% scholarship, they also offer on-campus housing, free, free. So just so you know. And our Annette will share her story helping a student last week to get a full scholarship. And Cornelius would also share his experiences helping a student also get full scholarship to getting a graduate assistantship position. Just not Cornelius getting deep into it, into the process, but letting them, our colleagues here know that it's possible. So Cornelius, please, the floor is
Okay.
yours. Cornelius, is it your network because we cannot hear anything? I think Cornelius is having a little bit of a challenge in terms of joining. Okay, so let's talk about the visa interview process. It's the scariest thing for a lot of us. We get there, we get so nervous. We get there, we get shaky. Um, so mine was pretty quick. Um, so my first question that I was asked is, um, we'll get back to the funding aspect, and then when Cornelius gets back, he will speak, Annette will speak, and then we will get back to that, and then questions and answers. My first question was, "What is your name?" And this guy caught me off guard. I was like, "Why is he asking me for my name?" So I answered, "My name is Boakye," and he was like, "Why are you going to the US?" I told him what I was going to study, my concentration. Cornelius, please,
Yeah.
can you talk about a scholarship?
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Mashi. So yes, I was starting with, I decided to start with how the assistantships can be gotten with the on-campus jobs and everything. They have three different types of assistantship, sometimes even four. You have the teaching assistantship, the research assistantship, the graduate assistantship that has to do with administrative stuff. Sometimes they even have instructional assistantships, those who can help the lecturers with online classes and other things. We have on-campus jobs as well on campuses with different job types, and then they get to advertise them as well. So what actually happens is that whenever everyone comes, anyone at all, any client comes, we look at the credentials that matches the school's eligibility for both admission and for any job at all available. So we go wide to try and apply for each and every one of any position at all we see. We try to get to the lecturers themselves, the graduate schools. We talk to them on phone. Sometimes we email them. We get to know all the options available. Sometimes a lecturer may want to work with one or two people with a funded graduate assistantship with teaching or research. So we go wide with everything. Sometimes to the school advertises, like Edubashi was saying, on their platforms with different websites, and then they get to advertise the jobs available at the department on campus. It can be anything from campus recreation to dining services, housing services, anything at all. And then it comes with all the benefits that is attached. So we go wide. Other times too, if you have very good credentials, the school automatically gives you that kind of thing, like Dr. Bashi was saying. You could get fully funded scholarships plus housing in addition if you have very good credentials. Sometimes they consider your ability for even applying for the course itself, and they give you all that there is to give. So yes, schools are giving it out, lecturers are giving it out, and graduate assistantships are being given out by graduate coordinators, by lecturers, by provosts. Like, I mean, there are lots of jobs on campus. And then the very person that Dr. Washi was talking about, there were lots of options available. The graduate coordinator decided to work with her and then was even helping her to get more assistantships available. She couldn't even get it because she initially she couldn't get it. Later on, she got it by the visa. She couldn't really get a date in Ghana. She had to transfer it to a different country. And upon transferring, she has a different date. But the graduate coordinator is even still willing to still help her to get a campus job or an assistantship, so that whenever she comes, she just comes to assume it. So guys, like, it's really happening. It's real. We've gotten it for the number of people. People are going. People go with few scholarships. People go with no scholarships. Some to go with full funding. Some go with partial funding. So everything is possible, guys. Just hopping on here and just get to hear more about it. But we get to try and do all these things for every single person that gets to be on our list. No exemptions. So we try all out to our people and our clients. So please don't think we don't do for you, we do for someone, or we have different like favorites or something. No, it doesn't happen that way. We go all out for all our people. Yeah. So thank you very much, Mr. Washi, for this opportunity to talk about this.
Thank you, Cornelius. I really like the way you explain the process. And even the girl had a second class lower, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she had a second class lower, but she was able to get funding for her. I think she's going to study education, right?
Yeah, education.
Yeah.
There's one with a lower and one with an upper, and there are a number of them. Yes. Just last week we had a number of them again, like a number of people still getting the.
Oh yes. Last week was really, I would say, a blessed week. I don't think they are lucky. I think they are blessed, like full funding, 75% scholarships and all that. So Annette, can you also talk about experience? Thank you, Cornelius.
Hello, once again, you're all welcome. And so I'll be talking about the full funding opportunities that we got for some students. So if you really want to be admitted for full scholarship and then housing, what we do is when you send us your transcripts and then certificates, we look through your transcript and see if you did very well in your education. So mostly students who get the full funding are students that have GPA above 3.0 and specifically 3.30. So if you have 3.0, you are qualified to have I think 75% to 80% scholarship. But if you have above 3.0, you get the full funding and then full housing scholarship as well. And also you really need to cooperate. You know, there are some students that do not want to cooperate. And when it comes to the full funding, you really need to cooperate in the sense that when we ask you to give us some documents, you provide us with those documents, especially extracurricular activities, statements of purpose for scholarship as well. So with this, you need to write 2 statements of purpose, one for scholarship and then one for the course that you want to pursue. And then after you've done that, we set a meeting with you and then the school, and then you have a Zoom meeting with them. They ask you questions, and then if you also have any questions you want to ask them, you ask them, and then after that, they process your admission for you. So if you have very good GPA, and then if you have very good, okay, so I want to make this clear. There are some students that have like 3.0, 3.30, but for their first year, they didn't really perform well. I think that really counts as well. So your last GPA doesn't really count. This is something that I asked the school about. So you really need to do well as well in your classes, and then extracurricular activities as well. You really need to take part in extracurricular activities. And then if you have a national service certificate, that is very important as well. And then your statement of purpose for scholarship should be very, very good. So we have situations where people start with I come from this PT card, you know, they are really not interested in that. They want you to write to them, telling them why you think they should give you the scholarship and then why you deserve the scholarship. So what I advise most students to do is you write the statement of scholarship based on your achievements. You know, you should tell them that, you should make them feel that they'll be very lucky to have you as a student, not playing the pity card by saying I come from a poor family and all that. They really don't want to hear that. So you should write a very good statement of scholarship as well, statement of purpose for scholarship as well. And then this particular student had a first class with distinction, and he had full funding to study Master of Science in Computer Science. So that is all about the full funding. And then, so if you have a GPA of 3.30 and then you think you are interested, you can reach out to us and then we'll help you. And then please be cooperative. I'll insist on that. When you send us your document, that is not all. You have to be cooperative, especially with this particular school. If you are not really involved, it will be very difficult for you to be accepted for full funding and all that. So kindly reach out to us and then we'll tell you more about the process. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Annette. I have questions from our YouTube too. So just so you know, some of the students want to know, okay, after school, then what? I've done my first semester. So for example, my brother has, after he's done with his first semester, he has May, June, July, August, 4 months. He needs to work. If he gets a job on campus, yes, you can stay on campus and work. After school or when school is not in section, you are not restricted to only 20 hours. You can work 40 hours or more. Even if the university can get you 80 hours a week and you want to do it, you can do any hours you want. Again, you are not restricted by the hours after the semester. When the semester ends, you can work as many hours as you want. But when school is in session, that is when you are only restricted to 20 hours. That is every country, UK, Canada, Australia, US, Ireland. All of them, when school is in session, it's 20 hours. When school is not in session, you can work as much as you can. Nobody will cares. You can work, do anything you want. Nobody cares. So that is also that. Okay. So another thing is this. Someone is asking, yes, if you already has a master's degree but you want to pursue another MBA in a different field. For example, I have been advised, the reason why I advised my brother to change to computer science or go into the business analytical program is that currently my roommate, okay, my roommate, he, when I was doing my PhD, he took a 6 month course. He was really studying hard. I'm not gonna take anything from him. He studied hard. He learned. He taught a 6 months class. He studied hard, and then after that, he has been able to get a job where he can pay me to even sit at home. He can pay me. Trust me. When my brother graduates, his starting salary will be crazy. Nothing less than $90,000 a year to start. And this is a program that he's paying about $14,000 for, $7,000 a year, where he's paying even less because he's paying 650. And I am highly encouraging all of you here, guys. Please do not let the tuition fee scare you. That is why ourselves, our consult, we trying to partner with these universities to tell them, hey, can you give this guy a chance? Can he go with a payment plan? Okay, one of the universities, one of the students missed his payment plan. And they were like, no worries. If he's, as far as you pay at the end of the semester, that is fine. Although you get reminders, come and pay, come and pay, come and pay. I'm highly encouraging you guys, do not let the tuition fee scare you. That is why right now, top tier study abroad consult, all of us are putting our boots on the ground. Like, we need to find you a school that is affordable. We need to find you a school that can provide scholarship. We need to find you a school that can provide full scholarship. And I'm using this opportunity to beg you, if there are delays, please have patience with us. and also communicate with us as well. I know everybody wants to get out. Now things are hard everywhere. We understand. We understand. All that we're saying is that come to us, let's talk about the study abroad process. Let's see how far, how much we can be of help. We are all here to help. We are all here to help. So let me move on to the visa process, and then my brother can share his story. And let me finish with mine. So when I went for my visa interview, the visa officer was like, "What is your name? Why this program? What have you been doing after school?" What I was doing was I was listening to other questions that were being asked. The girl that was in front of me was bounced or refused. The visa was refused because number one, she when the visa officer asked her, "What have you been doing after school?" She said national service. She was laughing, smiling because the visa officer was like really funny, jovial, really open. And he was like, "What have you done after school?" And she was, standing there laughing. And the guy was like, "Hey, let's get serious. Tell me what you've been doing after school, else I cannot approve this visa." And the lady was like, "Nothing." And was like, "I'm sorry." So when I went in, was like, "What have you been doing after which university?" I said, "University of Ghana." "When did you graduate?" I said, 2008. And then the other question was like, "What have you been doing after school?" And I was like, "I did my national service. This is my certificate." And he was like, "After national service, what have you been doing?" And I showed him I have my study leave with pay letter here, and also my original letter, offer letter here. "Please, do you want to see it?" He said no, but I raised it up. He looked at it, he glanced through, and then he issued a visa for me. I have been to the US maybe 3 times. When I was filing for my family, my mom has also been there. I've, when was that? When in April 2018, when my mom was going for a visa interview to come to the US, I was in Ghana. So what am I trying to say? All that I'm trying to say is that you guys need, we all need coaching. We all need to understand the process so that we can understand the interviewing process. I'm not ashamed to say I was refused twice. I got my US visa on my third try. My brother will tell you his process as well, and how the interview coaching helped him to get his visa on his fourth time. His fourth time. I had to coach him because I was like, "This time you need to get it." So I had to get time for my brother, sat him down, and then he also talk about his. So Kobe, share your experience. I know I was really hard on you, but I wanted you to be successful. It wasn't like I told him that if he doesn't get a visa, he's no more my brother. I told him like if you don't get a visa, you're no more my brother, because I knew the opportunities here to study and then also to get a better future. So Kobe, share your story about the interviewing process.
Okay, thank you again. So when I got to the embassy, I was tensed. I was really tensed. So we went through the process. We entered. We sat down. So I was tense. So I needed to do something just to make me calm down. So I asked the security man, "Can I take the water there?" Because I needed to do something that would make me active, and then it will calm me down. So I went to take the water. Then I came to sit again. So the veteran officer mentioned my name, and then I went. So he looked at my transcript and was like, "Oh, so you are going to that school?" I said, "Yes." And I told him, "Yeah, this school is in Missouri." And I told him, "Okay, this school is in Missouri." He said, "Yes, it's in Missouri." So he was like, "So who is paying for your fees? I'm seeing family funds here." And I said, "Yes, it's my mom who is paying for my fees." And he was like, "What does she do?" And I was like, "She's the CEO of Even Complex School." And then I told her the number of students in the school, the teaching staff, the non-teaching staffs, and then the side job she also does outside being the owner of the school. And he said, "Okay, good." And he was like, "What job do I do?" So I was a banker then and a marketer as a matter of fact. So I told him I'm a banker and a marketer as well. He said, "Oh, that's good." And then he was like, "What's your plan after school?" And I was like, oh, my plan after school definitely is to return back to Ghana and pick up my position back as a relationship officer. So I had a letter and I asked him, I have a letter here, please, would you like to see it? And he was like, oh, no, don't worry. And he asked about, and so he came back to my family and he was like, how many did you say your family you are? Your siblings? And I said, we are 3. And he looked at my face and I said, oh, we are 4. Yes, we are 4. And he said, okay, so I should give them their ages. And I mentioned their ages. I mentioned my brother's name, and then I'll mention his age. I'll mention this one's name, and I'll mention his age. So when I mention it, he looks on the screen, comes to look at my face, he looks on the screen, he looks at my face. He said, okay. Then he asked on my dad, what job does my dad do? And I told him, he's also an engineer. And he said, okay. So the last question he asked, because I've been following up on his interview. I asked a lot of people who went there. I checked their interviews, and then I got to know that if he asked this particular question, and it means you are getting a visa. So he was like, "Have you been vaccinated?" And I said, "God, I have this visa now." And he was like, "I was like, yeah, I'm vaccinated." So he took the card, he took the paper, a sticker, he placed on my passport, and he told me, "I'll give you the visa." And then that was it. But then I was extremely tense. But then I would advise anybody going that when you get there, you should try and calm yourself down. The room is a bit tense, trust me. I don't know what they put there, but the room is extremely tense. Even the environment is tense. You see them bouncing people. I think you should just get your mind off it and then focus on what you went there to do. So just focus on yourself, focus on the interview, and then try to calm yourself down, reflect on what you want to tell them. And then I think apart from Ghana, I think going outside Ghana is about you convincing them about them giving you the visa. Because the vetting officer wants to know the reason why they have to give you the visa. So you need to convince them and let them know that you know what you're about. You know everything about what you felt on the DS-160, and then you know what you are telling him. So once he gets to know your confidence is extremely high, you know what you are talking about, it's a bit difficult for them to refuse you, trust me. So that is my experience with the visa interview. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kobe, for sharing. So let me also put it here. Cornelius also, when I talked about it, it's not only first class and second class upper students that we get scholarship or we get admission for. I'm not ashamed. I had a second class lower, and anybody that knows me at Legon will tell you I wasn't a serious student. My brother will even tell you I was always in London. That was back in the days where you go to London, you come back and write exams. My mom was even surprised when I graduated because she thought I was being graduated because I was always in London. I'll come to Ghana and only write the exams, and then I'll be on the next flight back to London. When I graduated, I've been to London 7 times out of the 8 semesters. So, but with my master's, I took it seriously, and similarly, my PhD as well. My brother also had a second class lower. I had a second class lower. It was only my sister that had a first class. Okay. All the 3 brothers, we are 3 boys, 1 girl. All of us, lower, 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 lower. And also with the interview, my brother went to Sierra Leone. Yeah, he went to Sierra Leone for his visa interview. We also help students who have already gotten the admissions. We can also take it right from there and get you an admission. Next, also, yes, with the undergraduate, you can also work on campus. I already talked about it. It's called the work study. Okay, it's called the work study. So just so you know, you can get jobs at the cafeteria, the library. You can get a job as an assistant, assistant, administrative assistant. All of that, you can get all of that as well. Okay. Someone, what kind of outfit should I wear for the interview? For visas interview for both men and women. So I would how do I do this? Hold on, I will answer that question. So when the student is about to go for the visa interview, these are some of the things that we also try and address. We want students to be feeling very confident with themselves and even the clothes they wear. Some students will send me a picture before they go for the visa interview. I am okay with that. I'm not against it. You can send me a picture and then I can also give you thoughts. So that is also fine. So let me share one or two things here and then we can move on in terms of those who want to know what to wear. Okay, hold on 1 minute. This is a very important question. So let me share my screen with you guys so you will know what to wear. Okay, let me share my screen. So can you see my screen? Cornelius, can you nod if you see my screen? Okay, so in terms of what to wear, I always suggest that you dress formally. You don't need to put on a suit. You can put on a tie. If you want to put on a suit, that is fine. It's too hot in Africa. You can dress professionally as a lady, put on either a trousers or a skirt, a shirt. It's also fine. Okay, dress like you're going for a job interview. Treat this as a job interview. That is all that I'll advise. The men, you can formal, put on a shoe. For me, I was wearing a black jeans, a white shirt. I still have that shirt till date. It's been a long time. I still have that shirt. And then my Adidas sneakers, I still have that. But I always advise students to treat this as a real job interview. Please treat this as a real job interview. Okay. All right. Why travel to another country for a visa interview? Okay. Currently, if you check the portal, Ghana Embassy, U.S. Embassy in Ghana, there are no visa interviews currently. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. I'm going to share my screen again so that you understand what I'm talking about. If you can see, so this is a student who is going to the U.S. Embassy in Ghana. So all right, so let's see if there are any interview dates in Ghana. So as you can see, this is apply for US visa in Ghana. There are currently no appointment for the whole year of 2022. No interview dates in Ghana. Again, no interview dates in Ghana as we speak now. There are no visa interview dates. That is why students are traveling outside Ghana. Okay. Yes, you can do a second master's in the US in your 30s. Yes, you can reach out to us. We have offices in Kumasi, Accra. We are going to start another one in Takoradi very soon. Sunyani, Tamale as well. Cornelius, we will talk after this. Please, if I have to go for the visa interview, let's say Niger, will I be going with an agent or alone since I don't know the country? What we do is that we know people there, so the person will pick you up, take you to a hotel, and then when you get there, the person will call and let us know that you safely arrived. So that is also part of the process. As we speak now, one of our colleagues will be going with we'll be taking someone to Niger to Sierra Leone. So yes, if but then and also taking someone to like some of our crew to Liberia for visa interview. All right, please, if you want to unmute yourself and ask your question, Cornelius, speak. Sorry.
Spain and Cote d'Ivoire.
and
Some
Cote
even go to
d'Ivoire.
other countries in Africa.
All right. So in terms of CGPA is what we need. Cumulative grade point average. That is what we look for. Not just the GPA. The GPA is just, and if you graduated from Legon, it's called the FGPA, your final grade point average. If you went to KNUST, is the CW, cumulative weight average. Or Cornelius, if I'm not getting it, please correct me.
Yeah, cumulative weighted average. Yeah, CW.
Yeah, TWA. Yep. Please, any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask your questions before we log off. Because we've been here for quite a while, and we truly appreciate you, and we are sorry for starting late. So please, if you have your question, you can unmute yourself and ask. All of us here at Top Tier. It's not only my brother and I, because we are all in the same process together. All right, Aben, Ntiamwa, please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening. Good afternoon, sir. Please, my question is, I understand that in US you have to use 3 years, maximum of 3 years to complete your graduate schooling. But supposing maybe if you defer, that will be 3 years. But right now, some of us, we've already deferred our program. What about if, should in case we are able to sail through and we want to defer it for another 1 year again, making it 4 years, is it allowed?
Okay, so whoever said graduate school is 3 years, it's not true. I did my master's in a year and a half. Okay, a year and a half, I was done. It's not true. It's 2 years. UK is mostly a year, US is mostly 2 years. It is programs such as nutrition you have to do, and you are getting a certificate in dietetics or certification or doing some internships that can extend it to 2.5. And also, if you are doing programs such as divinity, theology, some of those programs even goes to 4 years for a master's degree to be a master of divinity. But the Ebenezer is 2 years. You can only defer once, and then you are only given 6 months to defer. You can only defer once. It's 6 months. You cannot go for a year. It's 6 months deferral process. So
Hello.
Ebenezer, please,
Hello. How
do you
much
have any follow-up questions?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
How much is involved in the whole process?
You have to reach out to us, and then we'll take you through the process.
Our details are in the chat box, so
Okay.
please get it from the chat box.
Thank you very much. I'm in Kumasi.
Okay, then you can easily call and come to the office as well for
Someone is asking why no visa
I'm in
appointment.
Kumasi.
Okay, Amos, you can either call our number and then we will direct you to our office. The embassy is the only people that put the interview out. We don't know the reason why there are no interviews. It's the embassy. So for us, our job is to look elsewhere and see, okay, if there are no interviews in let's say, Accra, can we look for any other opportunities for students in, let's say, Abidjan? Or we try to find opportunities for students because students are eager to go and study. We're doing our best. I'm being very honest with you. Emmanuel Kangnam, my brother, please, you are ready. If you are ready, please ask your question.
Doctor, you during your presentation, you mentioned.
I'm eating.
Come again, Emmanuel.
Of that, during your study, you may be asked to learn certain books or you buy, but maybe because you don't have money to buy, you may resort to online. You download online the soft copies, but in Ghana here, sometimes you go online, you want to download some books, you need to pay online, maybe using your credit card or maybe any format, can be PayPal or whatever. But in this case, if you are in the class in the US, then you are asked to read certain books that you can't afford. You go online to also search for soft copies where you get some, but maybe they are also requesting for payment, certain amount. In that case, is there any other alternative?
Yes. So what the university has done, most universities have done, is that when the universities recommend a book for you to read, the university has to at least buy two. At a minimum, if the university doesn't even have one, they should have one of the books on the shelves in the library. So that is what my advice I give to students. You go to school early, get the book, read, make your notes for 2-3 weeks, even before class starts. Also, what the universities are doing is that they know that if a student comes and borrow the books, it will take them 3 weeks to return. What about other students who want the book? So they will seek for permission from the author and either scan or let the authors buy the electronic version, so it will be online. And the university, like my university, has a lot of books. I would say over a million books online that you can use, so that you don't have to buy. People would like to have the physical hard copy, but I will always encourage students that if the university has the permission, it's not in Ghana that you can just make photocopies easily, because here someone can sue you for the intellectual property that you didn't buy, you did photocopies. So the universities rather buy the rights from the person, so that students can print them online. So yes, Emmanuel, you can print online and read. You don't have to pay. If you have to buy the book, that you can borrow one from your professor. For me, when I came in, I didn't even know. I thought it was like Legon. I was just waiting to hear from the professor, where should we go buy our handouts? And that was where I was like, no, it's not done like that. And then I had to buy the books. And the professors are also very kind. They don't require you to buy any expensive books. Sometimes the books can be like $300, but they will make sure there is a loan system. They can loan the book from a different library for you. You go with your ID, they loan the book, and then they give you the book. So that is also another way to get a book. Emmanuel, do you have a follow-up question, or we move on to Eddie?
All right. No, thank you very much.
Emmanuel, we have to talk after tomorrow. Please call me. Let's talk, okay?
Much for the answers. Yeah, thank you so much. I salute you and your team.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Eddie, you are next. Eddie.
All right, Doc.
All right,
Thank you very
Doc,
much.
what time?
Call me around 12 noon, Ghana time, 12 noon.
All right, Doc. Thank you very much. So I'm currently in India studying my undergrad program. So and I'm hoping to join next year, probably. So my question is that assuming
all right, thank you
right
so
from here,
much.
I want to move to, let's say, USA. I want to further my education in the USA. Do I have to go back to Ghana for my visa, or I can still be here and apply for my visa over here? I joined lately, so I don't know if you've already discussed that or not. Thank you.
Kindly unmute yourself. It's like you're muted.
All right, thank you, Cornelius. Thank you. So this morning, one of our clients arrived from China. He's called Leslie. I'm going to share the screen, and then you can see when I welcome him from China. I welcome him from China. What he has already completed a master's degree in structural engineering.
Kindly unmute yourself.
I
It's like you're muted.
picked him up. All right, thank you, Cornelius. Thank you. Second master's degree. This morning, one of our clients arrived from China. He's called Leslie. Already like a I'm going to share. You don't have to share. And then there's another guy called. And then you can see when I welcome him. His name is from China, from Delhi. He also finished his master's. He was actually doing his PhD and got a PhD opportunity here in the US, and he came. So you don't need to go back to Ghana. You can apply directly from India.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Al-Hassan family. Al-Hassan, my brother, please go ahead.
Some of this.
Al-Hassan family.
Yes, please.
Go ahead, Al-Hassan. Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity. My question has to do with the tuition fees. Can you hear from me?
Can you hear from me? Hello? Can you hear from me?
Yeah.
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, thanks a lot for the opportunity. My issue has to do with the tuition fees. When you look at some of the teachings, it looks very outrageous. Some around almost $25,000 a year for tuition and for tuition fees. Okay, in case you are not able to pay these tuition fees, what happens next? Is there any other opportunity, anything at all to explore if you are not able to pay your tuition fees? Let's say you get there and then you are not able to pay. What happens next?
You set up a payment plan. So you set up a payment plan with a university and let them know that you would like to pay per month. Also, I highly encourage that as soon as always come to school early and apply for on-campus jobs. When I was working, I was lucky that I had an assistant, resident assistant position or assistant housemaster. So when I worked my 20 hours, since working at the cafeteria, I was eating for free. All the money that I was making, I was sending it to the school to pay for my tuition fees. So that is what I did. My friend Emmanuel also gave me a little bit of a loan. Some of my family members also were dashing me some money here and there, and every money that I received straight to pay my tuition fees. So that is how. And also, what right now top tier we are doing is that the whole top tier crew we did a research. Okay, we did a research to find out which universities can offer students affordable tuition in case they don't get full scholarship, assistantship if they don't get it within their first semester. Their first semester can also they get it within their second semester. What I do is that I also visit the universities to negotiate with them and say, hey, can you help these students? I have students from around the world that I want to bring here. Some of the university they are strict. They go with what they want to say. Some of them also understand the international students process and take international students journey at heart. Some of them sometimes you go there. These people have been to Ghana before. They've been to Nigeria. They've been to Sierra Leone. They've been to Senegal, South Africa, India. Personally, I've been to India for recruitment. I've been to Canada, I've been to Australia, I've been to several European countries, Israel. I understand the importance of helping students study on a very cheaper budget. So that is why my brother's is paying 650. One of the people that we got a scholarship for, I think she had to pay the whole year. It was I think 840 or 440. I don't remember. You know, so in terms of that, we try as much as possible to get a very good deal for our students. Also, let me just be off topic. Somebody's also asking if you are a nurse, you have a diploma nurse, we can also help you to apply for degree nursing. We are also going to start helping rolling out our nursing assistant jobs in the US. So if you have a diploma in nursing, we can apply for nursing jobs for you directly in the US. It's called a nursing assistant job. I see Philomena nodding her head. So there's also the teaching jobs as well. Last time we had a webinar about it. We're gonna hold another webinar about it very soon, and then we can start with that process very, very soon. So please note that there are several opportunities to go through in terms of the study abroad process, and we are here for you. Emmanuel Ban, please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening to everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. Actually, my question is in three forms. Currently, I am having an acceptance letter from Northeastern University in Boston. I'm now trying to do the I-20. My first question is, with the sponsorship, assuming I have two sponsors who are going to sponsor me, let's say my uncle and then my biological father, do I need to add both bank statements and then send it to the school for them to issue the I-20 to me, or I should find only one person bank statement to use?
Oh no, you can go with both. We've had opportunity. We've had situations like that where students are going with father and uncle's bank statement. So I have a client. She came from Zimbabwe. Yes, she came from Zimbabwe. We did that for her as well. Yeah, so that is doable.
And then secondly, I didn't get any funding opportunity, but the fees was I think 20,000, including and the estimated living expenses. So both was somewhere around 43,000 USD. With the bank statement, how much do you think should I present for the I-20?
It should be a double and half. A double and a half. So it should be times 1.5. You should have some
of the 1.5 of the estimated.
Yeah, estimated expenses. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Engelbert Stokes. Engelbert, please go ahead with your question. And then we are looking at those who are also on YouTube. I think we have about 3 questions from YouTube. So, Engelbert, please ask your question.
Oh, good evening. Thanks for the opportunity. My own is about PAD. I've been to a seminar, and then according to people organize the seminar, it was an exchange program from different schools from outside, that's Britain and then USA. And they were saying that, for example, if you are doing a PhD program, the school is not ready to organize, give you a full scholarship. Outside is very, very difficult to do it. And I wanted to find out how you been with that area.
If you are doing what?
Possible. A PhD, you wanted to do a PhD program, that the school, the university you are going to, they should be able to grant you a full scholarship, because it's a bit of expensive. But if you are not able to give it to, according to them, that university is not worth going. So I wanted to find out, you be in the area and you have already attended that area, how far is that true?
So you're talking about getting a scholarship for PhD, right?
Yes, please. Full scholarship.
Okay, for scholarship. Hold on, let me see if I can show you. One of my clients today got full scholarship. Today, full scholarship, PhD, a PhD in history. Got an email today from the professor that she's gonna get full scholarship, so full funding. Okay. Let me try and see if I can. It's now connecting. I'll share my screen when. Hold on. And also, whilst I wait, let me answer these questions. Can you join the athletics team? Yes, you can join the athletics team, but you are not going to be paid. Okay, you can get scholarship from joining the athletics team. We took a student to a university in New Jersey. He got a scholarship. His father sent me a text that his son has gotten a scholarship from the athletics team. I did a BS mathematics with business. Can I do a master's in mechanical? Yes, you can do master's in mechanical, but you will take prerequisite courses. Would you recommend that one should continue with a course related to the current job? Yes, I will. That would be my best bet for the interview purposes. Yes. example, should a teacher apply for education related? Yes, that will make it easier when you go for the interview. Yes, that one I'll say yes. Thank you, Victor, for sending me these questions. God bless you for your hard work.
Doc, my second question.
Engelbert, hold on whilst I show you this, and then when I show it to you, we can move on. We can come back and then we can.
So shall I unmute myself or?
Not necessarily, but hold on.
Okay,
Hold on.
okay.
So this is the message that the girl got today. I'm sorry that I'm showing you a mail, but I just she got this. She sent.
So shall I unmute myself
We
or?
applied for a PhD for her, and then this is what the university. Not necessarily, but hold on. Hey, hold on. The issue has voted to admit you to next year's program. We are interested to know if you like to pursue a PhD track, which will enable you to be then eligible for funding. So she's getting into the PhD program, then she's getting funding. The funding will come with full tuition. Okay, full tuition. So Engelbert, let me move on to Evans Wiafe, and then I'll get back to you, and Alfredo, and then I'll get back to you, Engelbert. Evans Wiafe, please.
Yeah, hello. Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. My question actually, the whole interview has been based on masters, and I'm also applying another. So my certificate is 22 of 2022. Maybe during the interview on the visa interview.
Yeah, your line is very bad. Your line is very bad. Can you type your question or try again? Try and ask your question again, please.
I said, and I'm applying my certificate. I had it on the year 2012. And here case I'm applying to. So I want to ask whether it's during the
interview. Your line is breaking. Please type your question and send it to me. I will answer you. Please type your question and send it to me. Your line is breaking very, very bad. So please, I'm here to answer your question. Cornelius, Annette, all of us are here. So please type it and I will answer you as soon as. Alfredo, please ask your question, and then that will be the last question for today. I'm very tired, and my brother also needs to go do his homework. So, Emmanuel, my number is in the chat box. You can send me a message. Also, Alfredo, please ask your question. Evans,
hello. Yeah,
I'm waiting for your question before I log off. Please put your question in the chat box.
Hello.
Yeah, my brother, Alfredo.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Look, I wanted to know, on your latter part of your speech, we saw that Ghana, they're not giving any appointment for any visa interview. I wanted to know, how long does someone who has paid a visa fee, a visa payment fee, how long does it expire? Does it expire at all? Or, I don't know, I just wanted to know.
It takes 1 year.
Just 1 year.
So when the COVID hits, they were extending it to 1.5. So I don't know if it's still 1.5 to 2 years or it's still 1 year.
Okay, then the follow-up question. I wanted to know, a school has given you I-20 before. How long does it take, because of some circumstances, how long does it take for the school to give you another I-20 for you to continue your process? I just wanted to know.
Okay, so it depends on the
school who has given you I-20 before. And because of some circumstances, we were unable to meet their deadline. and then we apply to re-ask for another I-20, how long does it take for the school to give you that I-20? Thank you.
Okay, so it depends on the university. Sometimes it can take a month, sometimes it can take 5 days, sometimes it can take 2 days. It depends on the university, and also it depends on what are the availabilities. For example, like once for your own, Alfredo, I'm really working on it so that we can get you a new I-20. Um, so just call me, let's say tomorrow at 1 p.m. Ghana time, and then we can discuss it. Okay. All right. Cornelius, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes.
And talk.
Please, before we go, I think most of the questions. Sorry. Please, before we go, I think most of the questions came from the graduate side. So some of the undergrads too were asking, are there jobs available for undergraduate students? Are there scholarships available? So I was thinking if we just talk about this briefly before we go, because most of them are centered towards the graduates applications.
Okay. I think this will be a very good question for Annette, since Annette does a lot of the undergrad. So Cornelius, thank you. Yes, there are on-campus jobs, there are scholarship opportunities. If Charity is also here, Charity does a lot of their undergrads as well. Charity got a scholarship for a student, $6,000, which was 40%. Annette also got a scholarship for an undergraduate student. Yes, you can work on campus as an undergrad too. There is a huge possibility for on-campus jobs. As I said, I wouldn't say it's easy. You need to put in a lot of work too. So just so you know, there are on-campus jobs, there are scholarship opportunities. With undergrads, if you have a very good result, the minimum scholarship we can get for you, minimum 40%. You get 40% scholarship for you. Or if your results is not really good, we can get you an admission, very affordable tuition as well. So someone is saying, Evans, please take my number, call me, and I want to discuss your issue privately with you so that you can also know your chances, okay? Evans, please call me privately so we can discuss yours. Is it likely for the visa officer to request for document that will prove that? Yes, they can request for your documents to see if what you are saying is right. So sometimes they can request for it. Alfredo, what I said is that call me so we talk about yours. It depends in terms of when the I-20s will be issued. And the undergrads, I'm really encouraging you. It's very easy for the undergrads. If Cornelius and the other guys will tell you, most of the undergrads, the fresh graduates, those who graduated 2-3 years ago, 2019, 2020, 2021, they got a visa like Nancy, Gloria, Kofi, who else? Jael, there's another girl from like I can name them. Like I was in Minneapolis just last Friday and I saw the undergrad. Freeman, who else? Pauline, like I can go on and on with the list. Undergrads. So undergrads, please contact us. It's easy. The undergrads, they don't worry you guys a lot when you go for the visa interview. They know you are young. They don't want to put a lot of pressure on you, but you know to know your stuff. So please, the undergrads, please reach out to us. Let us see how best we can be of help to you guys. Also, finally, just so you know, we started knowing more about the study abroad process. So we are going to give weekly tips about studying abroad. So it's either going to be me or Cornelius or Annette. Each week we will post a video in the group and tell you something about like a 1 to 2 minute video about studying abroad. What are the things you need to do? But so tomorrow, Monday, I'm putting in the group a 2 minute video, a 1 minute video about what do you need to start doing when you think about studying abroad. I'll also talk about culture shocks. I'll also talk about getting scholarships. What do you need to do? I'll be putting all these videos in the chat in our group chats, our 3 group chats. We have 250, 250, 250. So we have a region of 750 people in our group. So please, let's get talking. Yeah. Someone is also asking about, if yes, you are a nurse, you want to work abroad, please reach out to us. Hopefully within a week or 2, we'll be rolling out that program. In our Takrady office, we'll be doing that, looking at teaching and working in the US as a assistant nurse. Usually it takes 1 to 5 months for processing everything. But as I said, please give us some time. Sometimes it's not our fault. If the university is delaying things, it's not our fault. So you don't call Annette, you don't call Charity and then, putting pressure on them. We know everybody wants to leave and pursue their dreams of studying abroad. But it becomes a huge issue for us if you guys are also not cooperating with us. You don't have to pay your tuition fees before you leave. If you want to pay, it brightens your chances. So if you want to do it, that is fine. Yes, so just so you know. Please, Aduyabwa, can you give us your closing remarks? And then advice you give to students who wants to pursue education abroad. And then Cornelius will add his voice, and then I will do the closing for today. So, Aduyabwa, please, what is your advice for students who want to study abroad? Right now, you've had your fair share of the winter, the cold, not getting banku to eat, and calling for rice. Don't call me for rice.
So you talk after this one, cry.
All
So,
right.
So my advice to everyone is keep your dream alive, and then I must say that prayer works. So you have to be determined, you have to pray, you have to believe in whatever thing that you believe in, and then success awaits everyone. It all depends on you to grab it. Oh, thank you.
Are you done?
Yes.
Yep, prayer really works. That is something that my mom always told us, that prayer is the key. Jesus started with prayer and ended with prayer. So if you want to get a master's key, that is prayer. Cornelius, I know you also talk about prayer, but let's go.
Yeah, I was about adding my voice to it. I was also saying that the team actually prays for our clients as well. And we are just hoping that you all have positive minds. One of the most important things to also do is that as we are also helping with it, be very positive with it. Sometimes people panic, they become very anxious, they ask a lot of questions. It is fine, it is okay, but let's also be very positive and then pray more about it as you come in, just for that bit. And apart from that, we try our best to help you with every single thing you need with counseling on any admissions, be it undergrad, be it graduate, right from the applications to getting your admission, to paying for your visa, your service, going for an interview, flying to the country of choice, getting to the airport. What's about you doing the airport pickups to the school, settling you on campus, getting housing for you. We do all these things throughout. So just contact us. Our numbers and our numbers are in the chat box. Call us if you are in Accra, you're in Kumasi. Dr. Boakye spoke about we being in Sunyani, Takrady, and Tamale very soon. So before that, please call us, talk to us, let us know what you want. Sometimes we may be busy, but let's still talk. Let's still talk on that. And apart from that, we are also rolling on classes. The SAT class would end very soon. We are rolling another one from March to May. Yes, you register in March, you write in May. For the IELTS, TS, and TOEFL, IELTS and TOEFL, you can write it within a month. Use 1 month to learn, and then you write right there and there. For the GRE, sometimes you can go like 2 months with you, then you're able to do it. These classes, apart from the fact that when you have your transcripts, you can still get your scholarship, you can still get graduate assistantships. These things also help sometimes. Your case may be different from someone else. And then some of the schools actually outline it that if you have these things, you are guaranteed scholarship. If you have these things, they are going to give you assistantships. So it helps a lot in the selection criteria or process. So if you know, especially with knowing that you don't really have a very good GPA and those things, sometimes even if you have very good ones, and you can still try and get it, try and enroll in the classes, write it and add to it, and then see yourself soaring higher with very good scholarship schemes and then assistantships. Thank you very much. We are waiting for your call. We are waiting to answer your questions. We are waiting to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cornelius. I truly appreciate you all today. Study abroad can be a very daunting task for a lot of people. Even the mere fact of, thinking about studying abroad makes some people scared. Like I know people who are scared of even going for the visa interview right now. I don't want. It's not compulsory, John. It's not compulsory to leave on campus as an international student. You can leave off campus. Felix, please send your question again and I'll answer. I have not seen your question. Felix or Felix or Usu. Studying abroad can be, scary sometimes. You leaving your family, going to a new country. It's an adventure. But one thing that I want to tell you is that the US has a lot of research opportunities that they give to students. They have a lot of offers for students who are ready to learn. It was when I was doing my PhD, that's when I had the opportunity to go to Mexico, Australia, uh, um, Israel, Canada, Switzerland, Belgium to present my research. And I really want to encourage you all that my brothers and sisters here, do not let anything discourage you. My brother, he fought for this. I really appreciate him for this. And my love for him has really improved because I saw the eagerness in him to do something for himself. Because we've had this banter back and forth that you need to travel, you need to travel. Until when I came to Ghana last year, February, he told me he's now ready to travel. And I said, I'm not going to do it for you. Let me see that you are serious about this. I'm using this opportunity to encourage each and everyone here, especially the undergrad, the SAT. It will give you more scholarship. Again, the SAT will give you more scholarship. As I'm talking to you now, Cornelius, Noel, his application is going to be under review next month for full scholarship. I got an email from the school yesterday. They are reviewing his application, his scholarship application. I will send you for the email to you.
Okay.
Okay. Also, those who have computer who wants to study computer science, even if it's a bachelor, a second class lower, talk to us. Third class, talk to us. If you are not below the GP of below 2.0, talk to us. We've been able to have an agreement with a university that will give you an admission if you have below 2.0. You get if you do not fall below 2.0 GPA, that is a third class or a pass, they can offer you admission to pursue a master's degree on conditional basis. So talk to us. Let us make your study abroad dreams come true. I'm very tired. I was supposed to be in Ohio to meet one of our students who arrived on Saturday. I couldn't go because someone was picking him up for us. I just came back from California. I need to pick another person. Two people on the third are arriving, one from Ghana, one from China. And also, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be in Ghana or in Africa before we can help you. If you are in China, if you are even in Europe, you want to study in the US, we help with all that. Nursing assistant jobs, we are going to roll that one from Takrade. Teaching in the US, we're going to be rolling all of that out. So please, and also those of you who will be going for summer vacations, you need to talk to us as well. We're going to be working on all these projects. We really appreciate each and every one. We really believe that you all have the potential to succeed. I'm not someone who is special. As I said, myself, my brother, we all had three brothers. all of us, second class lower. Only my sister had a first class. Okay? Only my sister had a first class. You just need to believe in yourself. I'm not a superhuman being to be a doctor, but I believed in myself. I believed in my hope. That is why my master's, I challenged myself to get a 3.65 GPA. My PhD, I had a 4.0, all A's, all A's. So I'm challenging everyone here that let's rise up, let's fight for this and challenge yourself. Right now, my mom has been able to come to the US because I was able to come. My mom, last year, she was in the US 3 times. She will come for 6 days, 1 month, 2 weeks, she's out. Let's make your study dreams come true. We are also going to be starting our offices in Congo. Our Congo office is open. We are starting Sierra Leone and Liberia very soon. And my brother Cornelius, Annette, and all the top tier crew, Charity, they are all working around the clock. Even this weekend, we are all working to make sure that your study abroad dreams come to a fruition. Thank you all, and I appreciate you all for joining. Until next time, we have 2 universities that want to talk to us. 2 universities, Hope College and Ross College. All of them wants to give a talk. We're gonna finalize on it if next week, whenever they are available. Liberty University also is gonna hold a webinar with us, maybe probably next week. But we're gonna make sure we go through all that and then get you all situated. Also, if you want to watch this video after this, you can go on Zoom and then you can watch it from Zoom. Thank you all. We appreciate you. Have a beautiful Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you. God loves you all. Bye. And please, all the top tier crew, please